What are you trying to accomplish? What would you like this, to be the end game for you?
That's basically. Ultimately, it's to bring awareness and make people, realize what's really going on in this country. There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust. People aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change. That's something that, this country stands for: freedom, liberty, justice for all, and it's not happening for all right now.
San Francisco 49er quarterback Colin Kaepernick refused to stand for the national anthem to protest against America being so racist. I am not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of colour, said Kaepernick. Right, so America oppresses black people so much that 68% of NFL football players are black and have enjoyed the massive wealth, spotlight and opportunity that America gave them.
There are a lot of people out there that think about the national anthem and think about the flag. And, they've been getting on Colin Kaepernick because they say it's disrespectful to our American soldiers. I want to emphatically state that I disagree with that. They are absolutely flat out wrong. The soldiers who put their lives on the line and sacrifice themselves for our country, they don't sacrifice themselves so you can do what they want you to do. They've sacrificed themselves so you can do what the Constitution allows you to do, that you can uphold that.
I admire him for his courage.
Well, I think that the First Amendment, you have the freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So what he did was an act of patriotism, in my opinion, in my understanding of the law and the founding principles of America.
It wasn't necessarily unpatriotic, but I think that it definitely was defiant. I'll say that. It was defiant.
I don't think it was unpatriotic. I understand why a lot of people would think that. My husband's a former military person, but I believe in people's rights to free speech, and that's protected under that right.
To call someone unpatriotic is almost kind of, it makes no sense. If you're speaking out against America, that's what America is for. That's what makes America great, or should make America great, is your ability to speak out about your own government. That's not a right afforded to many people in many different countries. So to call him unpatriotic is almost Orwellian in nature, that certain views are patriotic and certain views are not patriotic. It's very perplexing to me. It's the most patriotic thing you can do is to criticise your own government.
I feel as though what he was doing was an act of defiance, but it was in order to make a more progressive America. I feel like the black agenda has been put on the back burner by white America and black America as well.
No.
Technically yes, but obviously practically no.
No, I think that they do not have the right of free speech. I think that is only given to white Americans, and generally white Americans who are sometimes liberal but mostly conservative.
I think every American should have the right to free speech, but I don't think every American has the ability to speak freely.
Basically, that usually doesn't extend to people of colour, minorities. Historically hasn't applied to women either. Usually these laws are, which white people are defending quite well. Those freedoms are easy to defend when you've got the money to pay for defence. But if you're at the bottom end of the economic spectrum, it's a totally different story.
I think it depends on economics, politics, social climate. It's a right that should be protected by everyone, but unfortunately, free speech isn't free in this country. And there's a high cost to pay depending upon who you look like and what you're saying.
And there are all sorts of tricks that law enforcement and government can play on you to make you think that you don't have freedom of speech. So yeah, technically yes, but practically probably not. But having said that, I would say, relatively speaking, it's better here than it is in a lot of other places.
I feel as though veterans fight for our freedom, but they also fight for our freedom to be able to say what we want to say, whether we support America's views on certain points or we don't. So I feel like, no, we don't have the right to speak freely, and that's why there's a lot of backlash with something that's just encouraged and not mandatory.